guys, it's your boys from Reactions here. My name's Logan.
And my name's Francesco, and in today's episode we are going to be talking about some Apple Glass rumors, what's new in macOS 10.15.5,
and we have some big updates on the NHL Playoffs. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Here we go.
Apple released macOS Catalina 10.15.5 on May 26, the fifth update to the macOS Catalina operating system that was released in October of 2019. We are going to discuss the one main new feature in macOS 10.15.5. The new software introduces a new battery health management feature for Mac notebooks, which is designed to extend the overall lifespan of a Mac's battery by reducing the rate of chemical aging. The battery health management feature analyzes the battery health of a laptop and its charging pattern, and in some cases will preserve battery health by not charging a MacBook to its full capacity, which can reduce battery life. When a Mac is used while plugged in and the battery is always kept full, battery health management will kick in and stop it short of a full charge. This feature can be enabled and disabled in the Energy Saver section of the System Preferences app. Now on to some very huge updates on the NHL Playoffs.
The NHL has announced its return to play plan on May 26th with the 24-team playoff for the Stanley Cup. The tournament will begin with a 16-team, 8-series qualifying round and a series round robin among the top 4 teams of each conference to determine seeding for the Stanley Cup playoffs. We're going to discuss of the updated playoff format, who will be versing who, where will the games could be held, and let's go. So the top 4 teams in each conference by point percentage will face each other in the seeding round robin. The round robin games will be played with regular season overtime and shootout rules. The matchups have yet to be determined. In each conference, the Boston Bruins, Tampa Bay Lightning, Washington Capitals, and the Philadelphia Flyers will each have a bye and play each other once to determine the order of the top 4 seeds for the first round of the playoffs. In the Western Conference, the St. Louis Blues, Colorado Avalanche, Vegas Golden Knights, and the Dallas Stars will each have a bye and play in a round robin to determine their seeding order. The 8 remaining teams in each conference by point percentage will face each other in the qualifying round games. Games in the qualifying round will be played with playoff overtime rules. We do, however, know the matchups for these games. The Eastern Conference qualifying round will be a best of 5 series. The Pittsburgh Penguins will face off against the Montreal Canadiens. The Carolina Hurricanes will play the New York Rangers. The New York Islanders will play the Florida Panthers. And the Toronto Maple Leafs will play the Columbus Blue Jackets. If you want to know more about the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Blue Jackets series, click up here or click down in the description down below. The Western Conference is the best out of 5 qualifying round series, and those are the Edmonton Oilers will play the Chicago Blackhawks, the Nashville Predators will play the Arizona Coyotes, the Vancouver Canucks will play the Minnesota Wild, and the Calgary Flames will play the Winnipeg Jets. The 7 teams who did not qualify for the postseason and their season will be over is the Buffalo Sabres, the New Jersey Devils, Anaheim Ducks, Los Angeles Kings, San Jose Sharks, Ottawa Senators, and the Detroit Red Wings. Each of them will participate in the NHL Draft Lottery, which will be held on June 26. After the round robins and the qualifying rounds, the conference-based playoffs will commence. Each of the winners of the qualifying round will advance to face one of the round-robin teams in the first round. The Return to Play Committee is discussing whether those first-round series will be set through seeding or by bracket.
So basically, after the qualifying round games are completed, the winners of those games will face the top 4 teams in the conference. The order of the top 4 teams will be determined by the seeding round-robin games. Those matchups will be considered the first official round of the playoffs. Then the rest of the playoff games will continue as normal.
The Return to Play Committee also has yet to decide the length of the first round and the second round series, and whether or not the second round series will be determined by seeding or by bracket. The conference finals and the Stanley Cup final will each be a best-of-7 series. Commissioner Gary Bettman said there is a slim possibility the final 3 series can be played in home arenas of the teams that reach those rounds. But that would require a substantial change in the outlook of the pandemic. It's most likely that all games will be played in the hub cities without fans. The qualifying rounds and seeding round robin will be held at 2 hub cities, which are yet to be identified. There will be one for the 12 participating Eastern Conference teams and one for the 12 Western Conference teams. The hub cities include Chicago, Columbus, Dallas, Edmonton, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Pittsburgh, Toronto, and Vancouver. The commissioner said the decision on the hub cities and when play will resume will depend on COVID-19 conditions and testing ability and government regulations. A comprehensive system for testing will be in place in each hub city, and each team will be permitted a maximum of 50 personnel, including players, coaches, and staff. So now let's look at the timeline of these NHL plans. Since the NHL pause on March 12th, the league has been in Phase 1, with all teams being told to self-isolate as much as possible. In Phase 2, it is expected that teams will be allowed to return to home facilities for small group, voluntary, and on and off the ice training. Phase 2 will commence in early June. In Phase 3, formal training camps will begin after guidance from the medical and civil authorities. Phase 3 will commence no earlier than the first half of July. In Phase 4, the seeding round robin and the qualifying rounds will commence. The start of the Phase 4 is yet to be determined. So to recap, 24 teams, 2 hub cities, the top 4 teams in each conference will play a 3-game round robin for seeding, while the others will play best-of-5 qualifying series to make it to the Stanley Cup playoffs. The first 2 rounds of the playoffs will be best-of-5 or a best-of-7. The final 2 rounds will be a best-of-7. Now into some Apple Glasses rumors.
John Prosser strikes again with some rumors about an upcoming Apple Glasses. Let's go over what these Apple Glasses hold for us. Number 1, the marketing name for these new Apple Glasses will be Apple Glass. The glasses will start at $4.99 US with the option for prescription lenses at an extra cost. There will be displays in both lenses that can be interacted with using hand gestures. The glasses will rely on a paired iPhone similar to the original Apple Watch. An early prototype featured LiDAR and wireless charging. Apple originally planned to unveil the glasses as a one more thing surprise at its iPhone event in the fall, but restrictions of in-person gatherings could push back the announcement to a March 2021 event. Apple is targeting a late 2021 or early 2022 release for these glasses. John Prosser also claimed that this year's iPhone event could be held in October rather than September as usual due to the global health crisis. Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to like today's episode and show your support by subscribing to Frogan Reactions right over here.
And go hit the notification bell right over here so you don't miss our next video and our live stream coming up.
Coming soon. If you haven't watched our previous episode, do so by clicking the card right up there.
Or in the link down below. We are Frogan Reactions. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.